Yes, yes.
Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the online meeting of our Speakers Toastmaster Club. This is the sixth chartered online meeting. I am pleased to be your sergeant at arms for today's meeting. After a wonderful session of international speech contest last week, we are now all pleased to meet again. So, in the online meeting environment, there are a few instructions that we follow. I request you to rename yourselves. All Toastmasters can prefix TM to your name, and guests can prefix guest. I also request all the speakers and role holders to prefix their role to their name so that it's easy to identify them. I give you 10 seconds for this activity. All right. All speakers are requested to do a quick audio and video check before they start their speech. Tech host will inform on the settings. I would request you not to type in the chat box when a speaker is speaking as it disturbs the speaker. You can use the private chat to provide the feedback. You are all requested to keep your audio on mute in case you aren't speaking. Please refrain yourself from unnecessary movements or sipping on drinks if your video is on. Please turn off the video in case you need to do so. Do not click on share screen unless your speech or role requires you to do so. You can display a hi or namaste when taking over or leaving from a role. You can connect with the tech master for any technical glitch. The tech master for today's meeting is Manas Naik. If you are a speaker, then please ensure you pin the timer or confirm that the same is visible at all times. The meeting is being recorded. In case you have any reservations, please let us know. You can network during the break and after the meeting. So let me share the mission of the club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. I introduce you our presiding officer, Ankit Dasgupta. Ankit has a passion for reading, traveling, and he is a wonderful leader. Over to you, Ankit.
Thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Ramaya,
Well,
for introducing me. 1 second, I'll just spotlight myself.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Good evening, all the members and guests, to the sixth charter meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. As the presiding officer, it's my duty to start the meeting, and with this gavel, I would start today's meeting. Today, we have a wonderful list of guests and Toastmasters who have joined us. And I'm sure all of you are very enthusiastic after last week's international speech contest and table topics contest that we had, wherein we saw all the members give wonderful speeches. And I myself have been very proud of all the members because I've seen the tremendous growth that you all have displayed in the contest last week. I'm looking forward to your roles and speeches in this meeting. I would now like to get some introductions from guests. Would be great if I'll just call out the names. You can just let us know how you came to know about Toastmasters and just a little bit about yourself and what are you looking forward with respect to the meeting. First, we'll go forward with guest Neeraj. Neeraj, would be great if you can unmute yourself and introduce us with your video on
Sure.
if possible.
Thanks, Ankit. Hope I'm audible and visible also.
Yes, you are.
My name is Neeraj Shetty. I was introduced to Toastmaster. We had one session in 2019 in our office, and that's how I was introduced to this. And post that, I have a coach who have been suggesting that I should join this, but I couldn't somehow due to the situation last year. But then this year, I finally got in touch with Sai Kumar, and then through him, he suggested that I can join this Sunday speaker session. I'm working for a company called Willis Towers Watson. So I basically take care of the administration for them. I've been with the organization for more than 15 years now. Uh, that's it about me. And with regards to the session, it's a journey which I would like to join, and would like to enhance my skill, improve my overall personality in whatever way it can help me. Thank you.
That's great. Thanks a lot, Neeraj, for introducing yourself. And it's wonderful to have you here today. And thanks for letting us know what you're expecting from Toastmasters as in general. We're looking forward to you being part of the session. And please do take part in table topics once we have the session so that you can also enhance your speaking skills through that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We also have a Toastmaster from another club, Akshay Kumar. So, Akshay, would love to hear how you came to know about Speakers Community Toastmasters Club and what you're looking forward with respect to the session.
Hi, hi. Hi Ankit. I am from Oracle Toastmasters Club, and I got to know about this club from the group. Actually, there was some link sent, and uh, one of the Toastmaster in my club suggested me to join. I'm a new member of Toastmaster Club. Recently joined a week ago, and I joined this meeting to get to know some experience and how others speak. So to improve my communication skills.
Great. Thanks, Akshay, for joining. And we are also a new club and we are also learning. So, it's great to have you being part of the session today. And I hope you get some learning at the end of the session that we have today. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thanks.
Now, I do not see any other guests now. So, we'll move ahead with the session. Today we have a wonderful session planned, and after a long time, we are having table topics. I know a lot of members are looking forward to giving table topics. So we have a table topic session also today. We have the full-fledged meeting with speeches, table topics, and evaluations. So looking forward to having all the members take part in table topics. I would urge maximum members to take part in table topics if you're not giving speeches and take up this opportunity to speak on the stage. With this, let me hand over the stage to the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is a very enthusiastic Toastmaster of our club who is a charter member. And personally speaking, I've seen his tremendous growth in terms of him being shy at start, but later on taking up roles, giving speeches. And today he has come about to take first time the Toastmaster of the day for this session. So looking forward to your session. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin Katiyar. Sachin, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Ankit, for the lovely introduction. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So a warm welcome to all the Toastmasters and guests present here for the 6th charter meeting of the Speakers Community Toastmaster Club. So allow me to tell you a brief of how the Toastmaster meeting functions. So basically, Toastmaster meeting has a defined structure that are divided into 3 parts. First, there will be a prepared speech round in which 3 different speakers will present their prepared speech based on the pathways they have selected and want to excel on. Same will be evaluated by the evaluators that has been previously assigned to them. Second, there will be a table topic session, which will be an impromptu session in which all the members of the meeting as well as the guests are allowed to take the part. Table topic master will take the responsibility to present different topics in front of us all. Third, there will be a general evaluation round in which our general evaluator, with the help of other speech evaluators as well as uh, auxiliary role players will present a concise report which will help everyone in this meeting to improve the skills they are here for. So first, let me introduce to one of the important role player, that is the Zoom master, who will be responsible for the smooth flow of the meeting. And here, our Zoom master is Zoom Master Manas, and you all can contact him if for any technical glitch one-to-one. Moving on, allow me to introduce to the auxiliary role players also. So auxiliary role players, there are 3 role players. grammarian, R counter, and the timer. So, or in short, we call them as a tag team. So, I request tag team members to present a gist of their role. But first, let me tell you what they all have to say when I ask them about their favorite color. So, for our grammarian for today is Toastmaster Anand, and his favorite color is white. So because he believes in concept of universality, and white is a combination of all the colors in equal proportions. So I request Zoom Master Manas to spotlight grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Anand.
Hello, am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. Welcome Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and the grammarian for the day. Grammar plays an important role in defining speaker credibility, be it any language. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their languages. I'll take note of any encouraged usage of grammar as well as any good usage of words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is plethora, which means a large or excessive amount of something. We also have the phrase of the day, by and large, which means in general or in whole. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anand. Now, moving on. Uh, yeah. Now, moving on, our next auxiliary role player is Toastmaster Ruben, who is the R counter of the day. So I didn't get the time to get to know about the favorite color of Toastmaster Ruben. So can he tell me about his favorite color and why it is so, and what is the role of the R counter? Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to switch on my camera though at the moment, so I'll probably have to make do with this. So again, you asked me for my color, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So my favorite color is purple, and the reason being is for me, purple is a symbol of hard work because historically the shade of purple is not directly obtained from any plant. It had to be processed and worked upon, which is why it was so rare. And it was used as a symbol of exclusivity and also as a symbol of hard work. So for me, yes, that is purple. Um, so, okay. My role today as the R counter. Good evening, everybody. I will be your R counter today. My job is very simple. It is to basically sit and listen to each and every one of you speak. Why? Because for me, it is a lot akin to maybe sculpting a statue, because when you sculpt a statue you get a block of stone and you chip away the stuff that you don't need. Similarly, my job is to listen to each and every one of you and point out the things that you can chip away so that you end up with a speech, or rather the skills that is not only beautiful but also precise and poignant to each and every listener henceforth. My job is to sit and listen to crutch sounds, filler words, as, as well, but so. And I will present my report for each and every speaker when asked upon. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ruben. So next, our auxiliary role player is timer. So timer for the day is Toastmaster Amay, which is also the sergeant at arms for this meeting. And his favorite color is black. And I'm seeing that he is wearing the black shirt. And most of the people are wearing the color they like. Thank you so much. So Amay favorite color is black because he says that black goes with any color. So black jeans with any shirt means it's an awesome combination, and black is just a beauty for him. So over to you, timer of the day, Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Sachin, for this wonderful introduction. As a timer now, I would like to explain my role. Again, greetings for the day. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes, you are.
So, fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening again. As a timer, my duty is to time the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluations. For prepared speeches, the time allotted varies as per the project and will be stated by the evaluator. For instance, for an icebreaker, the time allocated is 4 to 6 minutes. For other prepared speeches, the time allotted will be 5 to 7 minutes. For table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. For evaluation, the time allotted will be 2 to 3 minutes. Speakers must meet the specified time limit to qualify for the awards at the end of the meeting. I will display the green card at the minimum qualifying time, yellow screen at the midpoint of the qualifying time range, and the red screen at the maximum qualifying time till the end of the speech. After the red card, you will get 30 seconds grace. And for the table topics, there is a grace of 30 seconds only after the red screen is displayed. All speakers who continue to speak beyond the 30 seconds grace will not qualify for the vote. I will report the time taken by the speakers when called upon. I would here like to share the screen. So this is the white screen. This is the green. This is the yellow. And this is the red. So after red, you will still get a grace period, but make sure that you qualify well in time. Over to you, Toastmaster Sachin. Toastmaster of the Day, Sachin.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Amit. So today's theme is colors of life. So before going deep into the meaning, let's have a 10 seconds fun video, and I will share my screen. You must all have viewed this film, I hope. Am the voice audible?
No, Sachin.
Okay.
So while you share the screen, you need to share the computer sound for the sound to be heard.
Yeah, I have done that. No, why this is coming. Let me try again.
I think you get an option, right, to share the sound also.
Yeah, correct, correct. Got it.
Pink, 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 pink,
Now is it
pink.
audible?
No, Andrew, concentrate. Salmon pink, old rose pink, carnation pink, hot pink, magenta pink.
Pink.
So I don't know whether it was audible or not, but you all have must seen this movie, and so in that the person is taking everything as pink, but the girl is distinguished between different colors. So I must tell you a fun scientific fact that the information about color cells is contained in the X chromosomes. Women have two X chromosomes, whereas men have X and Y chromosomes. That is why women can distinguish more colors and shades. So all the beautiful ladies out there, it's not our fault. It's biological, basically. So now let's move further. Now, without taking more time, let's move towards our first part of the session, that is the prepared speeches. Okay. So timer, you can share your screen.
Yeah, sure, I will.
Yeah. So our first participant of prepared speech is Toastmaster Kalpana. And what is her take on the theme of the meeting that she told me is that beaming, bold, bright, brilliant, dark, and deep, color are magnificent. Without the capacity to distinguish vibrant colors, our life will just be a black and white show. So color up, color up with the colors of joy and let your graces dance in the disco color lights. So I request our first evaluator, that is distinguished Toastmaster Ankit, to give us a gist about the objective of the speech by Toastmaster Kalpana. Over to you, Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. Toastmaster Kalpana is attempting level 1, project 2, second speech, evaluation and feedback. The objective of the speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate that he or she has applied the feedback received from the first speech. So the member had already given a speech first. Now she will have to demonstrate that she has used the feedback from that speech into this current speech. I wish Toastmaster Kalpana all the best. Timers, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. So Toastmaster Kalpana, are the timer card visible to you?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So Toastmaster Kalpana, nicknames. Nicknames, Toastmaster Kalpana.
Am I audible and am I visible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Just a second. Right, audible and visible, correct?
Correct, correct.
Thank you so much. There I lay in a crib in the finest of the silk and wearing it for the first time. Around me, there was hustle and bustle as my naming ceremony was organized that day. All the elders of my family were busy. And I was told later when I grew up that there were 4 children at the 4 ends of my crib rocking me rhythmatically and naming me Kalpana. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Chintu, Mintu, Montu, Batki, Machli, Chutki, Chiku? Or have you ever been called Golu, Polu, and also Diggu or Dugu? You know, if I am right, all of us have been given at one point or the other a pet name. The religious ceremony with which we are named, these names just remains nothing but on birth certificates and on bona fide government papers. As soon as we are born and as soon as we are named, our family begins to call us. For our mother, we are Aankho Ka Tara. For our dadi or nani, we are Lad Dulara. As for our father, he walks past our crib, startled and scared to refer us by any name. So they whistle at us and snap their fingers at us to play with us. But that is how the above mentioned name, Chiku, Miku, Tiku, all of this stick to us as we are called benevolently by these names. But it is an embarrassment when you turn 50 and you're at a social gathering and there comes an aunt running from a very far corner of the room and telling you, hey, aren't you Golu? Golu? You know, then she turns towards her husband and says, this Golu was a sack of potatoes when he was a child and we named him Golu, you know. You will not believe it's an embarrassment in front of your children and your wife, and you can see all the socialites looking at you. But then a renowned owner, a writer said, what's there in a name? Yes, that's Shakespeare. But seriously, I don't know. You come to school and the nicknames follow you. There are bullies who will nickname you. Like if you are lean and thin, you're a bamboo stick, right? If you're short, you're a Natu or a 2x2. If you're fat, you're a fatso baby or a glaxo baby. If you're thin, you're a street lamp pole or bijli ka khamba. If you have buck teeth, you're a rabbit. Name it and they name you. And honesty and loyalty doesn't pay in school. If you're a teacher's pet, your fellow students and friends will tease you. Hi, puppy. Boo boo, boo boo. Here comes the loyal puppy. Boo boo. Now imagine you're going to a restaurant, you know, dating in your youth, a young lady on your arm, and there comes your classmate who whacks you back on the shoulder and says, hey, hi. Boo boo, boo boo. How are you? My God. Don't you want to die of embarrassment? Don't you want to crawl under the restaurant table and wish you were never alive? But then Shakespeare said, what's there in a name? And fear not, my dear Toastmasters and friends, we have got celebrities who has pet names. Amitabh Bachchan was known as Lambuji before he became Big B. Shah Rukh Khan was a Hakla before he became King Khan. And then Rajesh Khanna was Kaka. Akshay Kumar is Akki. And we had Chintu Kapoor, Chimpu Kapoor. By the way, do not forget Bebo and her elder sister Lolo. We should also not forget Alia Bhatt, who I hear is being called Alu by her family. No reason why, I have no idea, don't ask me. And yes, Priyanka Chopra, she is called PC. So I will try to tell the celebrities also, hold on to your nicknames and do not worry what Shakespeare has to say. What's there in a name? But do you ever ponder what made Shakespeare write that line? I sometimes sit and wonder, what's there in a name? Why did he write that? Maybe he wrote it, according to me, in my imagination. Europeans do not have very fancy names, colorful names, or creative names. These people have names like David, Louis, Philip, you name it. And they add numericals to their name. All the royal family. If one is Louis, then you have Louis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perhaps Louis 14 is most famous. Now, if you have a Queen Victoria, you have Queen Victoria 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, done. You have Mary, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done. And if you have a common man, it is David Jr. and David Sr. If you have a common celebrity name, not common celebrity name, a celebrity name, they are creative. They call someone, some names are India and some names are Apple. So you have, very soon we'll be having India Senior and India Junior, Apple Senior and Apple Junior. All right. But they don't write a Shakespeare essay. It's there in a name. If we Indians go there and if we, let us supposedly take a case where we are Chirag and we are introduced, hello, I'm Chirag. Says this Western people to us, hi Chirag, can we call you Charles? You know, this Chirag was very angry. He just looked at the person and said, by the way, what's your name? He said, my name is Jackson. Hi Jackson, can I call you Jai Kishan? No, he said. See, we are that possessive about our names. So I personally feel Shakespeare should have actually asked a particular prim Miss Rose, not any rose in the garden, and could have asked her, what's there in a name? That which we call rose by any other name smells as sweet. I'm sure that prim and proper Miss Rose would have taken her purse and whacked William Shakespeare and said, you young man, don't mess with my name. So dear fellow Toastmasters, our names are our identity. So are our nicknames. Our nicknames are the benevolent names that are given to us by our family, at the school time by our friends and our peers. But if you want to make a name, then stick to your name, because within your name lies your identity. Go ahead and make a name for eternity to remember. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow, wonderful speech, Kalpana. Maybe have a round of applause for Kalpana. Okay, moving on. So our second participant for prepared speech is Toastmaster Aarti. So when I asked Toastmaster Aarti, what's her viewpoint on the theme, that is colors of life, she told, colors, mood lifters and mood swingers. Colors make us sparkle. They prep up our life, blue sky and green earth, brown hills and blooming flowers, lift us to a spiritual high. I request Evaluator Toastmaster Sai Kumar to present us with the objective of this speech by Toastmaster Aarti. Over to you, Toastmaster Sai Kumar.
The objective remains the same, and the timing is 5 to 7 minutes.
All the best to the speaker. Thank you. Thank you, Swan Kumar. Toastmaster Aarti, are the cards visible to you?
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Aarti, blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise, Toastmaster Aarti.
Oscar Wilde once wrote, "What seems to us a bitter trial are often blessings in disguise." Have you ever felt blessings in disguise? Let me share with you one of my recent blessings. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. We got the news of our transfer from NCR, National Capital Region, to Digboy, Assam at late night. It was a long night with fear and tension. Digboy is a place, it is a oil city in Assam and the first oil refinery in Asia. The word Digboy originated when Britishers accidentally invented oil over the foot of an elephant. There were no modern drilling machines available in the year 1901. So, Britishers engaged and encouraged laborers to dig 70 to 100 feet deep well by shouting at them, "Dig, boy, dig, dig, boy, dig." Digboy is a place where wildlife is plentiful. Have you ever seen a herd of wild elephants in front of you? What happens if you see them? Let me share with you one of my friend's real life experience. There was a party at her bungalow. A herd of elephants approached. A baby elephant started to play with her car. Somehow, her father managed to escape from the passenger seat and ran towards the bungalow. Other baby elephants also joined him. They all went in playing mood. After playing for a while, they pushed the car down into the hills. She also told me how the big cat leopard was sitting and relaxing in the cane chair of the veranda of their bungalow. This was the place where we were transferred to. I didn't want to go there, where unknowingly I may step up on a snake which might have entered into my bungalow. But the reality is to be accepted. During a raging pandemic, with fear and dejected mentally, we packed and moved from the suburbs of the city to the isolation of the hills. The sight that greeted me took away my breath. There were huge, colossal British-built bungalows with flower gardens and vegetable gardens. It was bang in the middle of rainforest trees, which were 70 to 100 feet high. The nature was in abundance. We started to settle. Let me show you the pictures of our bungalow and the elephants approaching to our bungalow. Inevitably, I started chanting to Lord Ganesha. Ganpati Bappa Moria, Ganpati Bappa Moria. I always woke up to migratory birds, sun rising over the hills, beautiful varieties of flowers, and freshly grown vegetables. I found myself lighting up campfires in my huge garden and celebrating our birthdays and anniversaries. One day, I was standing in my balcony with a cup of tea in my hand. To my amazement, I saw a spotted deer eating away at a shrubbery. I have some reliable help that cooks and serves meals for us, giving me the feeling of a 5-star life. The best reward, the best blessing was ample family time. We are not running a rat race. Relaxing in the arms of nature, we are celebrating our life. Yet, there are traumas of elephants. We'll have to watch out for snakes and leopard. I thank God for giving me this unique experience in my life. Hornbill birds, owls, flying squirrels are my companions. The dramatic transfer that unveiled to me a blessing in disguise. May God bless all the mankind with joy, hope, love, happy and healthy life forever. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Wonderful, wonderful Toastmaster Aarti. You have included natures and the colorful lives in your speech. It's great. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Aarti also? Okay, moving on. Our third and last participant is Toastmaster Tajaswini. Let me tell you what her take on the theme. So she said, as we grow, we keep discovering different colors of life. We may prefer to have a brighter color in our lives, but we know that if we don't offset the brightness with some dark colors, the painting won't look as beautiful. Both bright and dark hues are important, and that's what we need to keep remind ourselves. With that, I request Evaluator Toastmaster Madhuvani to tell us about the objective of the speech by Toastmaster Tajaswini. Over to you, Toastmaster Madhuvani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Today, my target speaker, Toastmaster Tajaswini, is attempting her icebreaker speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. The time allotted for this is 4 to 6 minutes. All the best to you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhuvani. Toastmaster Tajaswini, is the screen visible to you?
Yes, Toastmaster.
Okay. Toastmaster Tajaswini, I choose hope. I choose hope. Toastmaster Tajaswini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, for the introduction. Do you guys hear that? Am I the only one who can hear it? That loud beat? That's the sound of my 8-year-old self's thundering heart when she went on stage for the first time. I have come a long way since then, but I'll let you on in a secret. If you listen closely, you can still hear my quite loud heartbeat. I have joined Toastmasters to calm it down. Hi, I am Tajaswini. I have a bachelor's in electrical engineering, and like most other engineers, when I had completed my engineering, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So I took the logical next step. I did an MBA. And now I am glad to tell you that I have found something that I do want to do. Anything other than management. I'm only joking, of course. I like the management path, but I have been told that it's not for introverts. And I am one, a big one. You see, in my childhood, I was always the quiet kid in the corner, the one with the book in their hands, engrossed in it completely, not willing to be a part of the kids playing outside. I'm rarely bored when I'm with myself. You see, I'm baffled sometimes with my extroverted friends who can chat your ears off. How do they find the time and energy to do that? But that's how I grew up, on books and on Disney. My favorite movie growing up was Mulan. It's an animated Disney movie about a girl who pretends to be a man to fight in a war in her father's stead. She had her share of doubters. a plethora of naysayers. But she turned out to be stronger and smarter than anyone had expected a woman to be. She won the war and made the world bow down to her. After watching it over and over again, I realized that I am a feminist. If you suddenly got an image of a man-hating monster, please get that image out of your head. I just like equality for everyone. Male, female, gay, trans. I want equal rights for everybody. As you can see by now, I grew up with very strong values and an even stronger drive to find my place in the world. But my drive was overshadowed by my shyness. Instead of interacting with new people and trying to find my place, I preferred to hold myself into my bedroom and binge watch K-dramas or anime. And sometimes I also played with my pet Appy, who's a cute little American Eskimo dog. So I just couldn't figure out how to talk to new people, and this habits of mine just further deteriorated my ability to socialize. Things came to a head when one day I just joined a new college. I was sitting with a group of friends and trying to talk to them, trying to fit in badly. In my defense, I thought I was doing a good job. I was engaging with people, laughing along with them, and then somebody picked up the topic of K-dramas. And now I just wouldn't stop talking. Someone later commented that they had seen me talk for the first time that day in months. And that someone was, mind you, was someone that I thought I was building a good rapport with. So my mind was completely blown. That day, I decided I wouldn't be the same shy old Tajaswini that everyone else knew. I tried to reinvent myself. I started trying to be an extrovert. But it soon became exhausting. I used to come after a day of pretending to be outgoing, to pretending to be an extrovert. But after I came back to my home, I didn't have any energy left to do things that I loved, like reading or writing. I just didn't want to do them. You see, when you are pretending to be someone you're not, you get tired very quickly. It took me a long time to realize that. But now I don't pretend to be anything. I have learned that you need to be comfortable in your own skin. You need to find people who would accept you as you are, and you need to learn how to accept other people as they are as well. Because you see, when you honor your own style instead of being swept up in society's expectations, you would truly be happier. I'd like to conclude with a quote that I believe in from one of my favorite books. It's not our abilities that show us what we truly are, it's our choices. I'm 24 right now, and at this age, people expect me to be in charge of my life, knowing what I want in life, but I don't. And that's okay. I'll figure it out because I choose hope. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Over to you.
Wow, beautiful start, Toastmaster Tajaswini. Maybe have a round of applause for Toastmaster Tajaswini also. Now, I will invite timer, the Toastmaster Amay, to present the time report.
Okay. I would like to present the timer report now. Toastmaster Kalpana ended her speech in 7 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Aarti finished her speech in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Toastmaster Tajaswini, who just had her icebreaker speech, she finished in 5 minutes 20 seconds. So all of the Toastmasters, that is who gave prepared speeches and icebreaker speech, are qualified. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Great, Toastmaster Amay. So can I ask Zoom Master for polling? Are the polls ready, Zoom Master Manas? Zoom Master Manas, are you there?
Yeah, it's launched now.
Keep it will remain.
Yeah, there are other 3 persons are there.
Yeah. Please vote because it seems to be a tie.
So Manas, I think the co-host cannot vote, right? So maybe
Yeah,
those are the
correct.
three key.
No, one people will still remain. Yeah. Okay, done. Okay. So, Masha, please share the results.
No, not now.
Not
Not
now?
now.
Not now.
No.
Okay. Okay. Moving forward. So, colors of life. So, I like to share a story which was happened nearly 2 years back when I was living in Vashi with one of my flatmates, Siddharth. So he has a birthday next day, and as instead of doing party, we have decided to do something different this time. Okay. So we have searched and we have called for an organization that looks for children suffering from HIV. Okay. So we decided to spend the birthday with those kids. And on the call, we have asked that whether we can spend the birthday or we can do the cake cutting with those children or not. So the head of the organization has said, yes, we are invited. And we have also asked that what things are we can bring, means what things we can bring to them because they are on a very strict diet because they have a low immunity power. So he told us a couple of things. We bought all those proteins and chocolates, and we have taken clothes and all, and we went to that organization. And during the way to that organization, I was means there was a little thought going in my mind that means how terrible their life is, means how they are living, means all kind of negative things are coming in my mind regarding those kids. And when I reached to that organization that was basically a house, and I called to the head of the organization and said that we are on the door, can we come in? So he told one of the child there, he go and open the door and bring them. So we are just waiting on the door, and that child came and opened the door, and just he just grabbed my hand and just snatching, just like snatching and pulling myself in inside the house. Means I was in my thoughts. I was thinking about all those things, and suddenly this thing happened. I was totally uh, shuffled. I didn't know what has just happened, and they all had just grabbed us to the main person, that is the head of the organization. And suddenly I realized that the things which are going in my mind are just the thoughts. I saw people, I saw children there, they are so happy. Instead they are facing such a disease, and they are not basically what you can say, they are not overimposing their dull side of the life, whether they are enjoying their life to the fullest, and the bright side of the life they are so imposing over the dull side of the life, and they are so happy, I can't tell, I can't describe it. And they are also, when we went there, they have prepared some stage, small stage, and they are nearly 30 students, 30 childrens, and um, nearly 6 to 7 years of age, not more than that. And they have, for us, they have sing, they have danced, and they have doing the mimicry, and they have shown some magic tricks and all. Means also they were so happy to see us there that means it can't be described. There we shared with them and we played many games with them, and then we have also done the cake cutting and all. So when I came out of that organization and we are on the bike home back, then I realized that the thoughts, it's all in the mind basically. Although you are suffering with the tragic phase of your life, but if you are just ignoring those things and you are thinking all the positive things, that means all the positive things, if you are thinking, then automatically your life will go on a brighter side, right? So that's the take which I have taken from there, and that's why I have chosen this theme. That's the colors of life. There are different colors of life, right? So that's the pretty story which I want to tell you all. Okay, now without wasting much time, now I request table topic master Madhuvani to start with the second part of the meeting, that is table topic session. And when I asked Madhuvani what is her favorite color, then she said that yellow because it signifies happiness, positivity, and optimism. So the Zoom stage is all yours, table topic master Madhuvani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Toastmasters, guests. I am Toastmaster Madhuvani and I am your table topic master of the day. Table topics is the impromptu speech session. It is an interesting part of the Toastmasters meeting. So in this, we give chance to all the Toastmasters, which due to this, we can improve our listening, thinking, and organizing capabilities. Listening, why? Because the topic is only said twice. And organizing is because you have to organize your speech right from the start to the end, or how the flow has to be there. Thinking also, what should be said first, what next, and what in the end. So this is the table topic session. And now the time allotted for table topics is 1 to 2 minutes. We all know that we have been doing this. So 1 minute is the minimum time we should be speaking. 1 minute 30 seconds, we'll show the yellow card. So 1 minute green card, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow card, and 2 minutes is a red card. Even after that, you can continue speaking, but you will get a grace time of only 30 seconds. And all the speakers are advised to use the phrase of the day and word of the day in their speeches. We have been listening to Toastmaster of the day, Sachin, for a long time now. He has told the importance of colors, colors in life, how we are all covered up with colors. Some have said that our moods are dependent on the colors. Our moods change due to the changes in the colors, different flowers, how they make us feel nice, how they are related to our life. So today, in a little different way, which we have not practiced, I think, at least for some weeks now, we will conduct the table topic session with, say, like 3-point story. I'll give you 3 points and we'll build up a story on that. We have to use those 3 points, the 3 keywords, what I'm going to say, and build up a simple story on that. It is that we need to use all the 3 words in our story. How much length, that is up to us. So the 3 words have to be there in our story. So let us take up that challenge. I want you to volunteer and please raise your hands for this. A chat is not enabled as I see. So how are we going to know the speakers? We'll ask them to raise the hands or something. Chat is.
Manas, can we enable chat? Are you getting an option to enable chat in meeting settings?
Or else, considering the time, we should start with raising the hands in the participant window until you check.
Will do, but I should be able to see the raising of hands.
Yeah, I think I'm asking people to do that so that Zoom Master can locate it, because we are running a bit late on time, right?
Sure. So as I said, I'll give you 3 points. You have to weave a story out of these 3 points. The order of the points doesn't matter, but you have to adhere and make your story revolve around the 3 points. So I want the first volunteer. Who is going to volunteer? I know Aarti is good. So I know that she is interested to give. Who is volunteering first? Is Aarti going to go? Yes? Okay.
No problem.
Very good, Aarti. So I'm starting with my first participant, Aarti. Aarti. One more thing I wanted to tell here, sorry for that. You are going to be common in all my topics. So the story is going to be around you. So you means it is you. So I'm giving you the first topic. Aarti, you, yellow, party. You, yellow, party, Aarti.
There was a kitty party in my home. All of you will have to wear yellow dress, will have to wear yellow sandals, you all will have to have a yellow purse, yellow bindi, as well as yellow clutches, with yellow flower in your hair. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Aarti. Now we'll go for the second speaker. I would request the guests to volunteer for the table topics. Guest Neeraj, would you be interested to speak? Yeah. Please switch on your video.
I'll try. It's the first day, so I would, if somebody else can volunteer, that would be great. If not, then I'm okay with it.
Yeah, please try, please try. So you can switch on your video. I will give you the topic. Yes. Neeraj, you, red and bakery. You, red and bakery. Over to you, Neeraj.
It's slightly difficult for me to form it. Sorry, it's...
Yeah, you can try.
I'll give it a pass, sorry.
Okay.
Or Neeraj, you can just talk about anything, it's okay. You don't have to talk about the specific topic.
Yeah.
Anything that comes to your mind, even that is fine, because you have 1 minute to go.
Okay, I'll try with right.
With bakery or yourself. You can speak about yourself.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No issue.
Yeah.
Shall I give it a try just to set the tone for people how to try, considering it's a new format?
Yeah. So I'll give you a topic. Are you okay with
anything? The reason I'm doing is maybe since I want people to feel how to structure the thought. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is Toastmaster Vaibhav. You red bakery. You red bakery. Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Well, I have a 3-year-old son who loves having delicious desserts every day after his dinner. Well, being a parent, we tend to, push him back with having desserts daily, with obvious reasons, with respect to maintaining his hygiene from his teeth perspective, his health perspective. But yes, weekends are those days when we definitely go for desserts. And when we talk about desserts, nothing better than having different variety of pastries and cakes. Well, we all know there's so many varieties, but our favorite one is the red velvet cake with the color red. It's been baked in a bakery by one of our favorite bakers, the Theobroma, right? And me and my son love to have that daily. And it's just not about having desserts and delicacy every night or every weekend. But it's more than that. It's about sharing those, sweet moments after your day-to-day life, which is just a routine of having lunch, dinner, breakfast with routine stuff. What makes it happier is a dessert, is the family time. Maybe instead of having a bakery at the street corner, you can have a bakery at your home, where you kind of bake these sweet memories every day and night spending time with your family, making these sweet memories to cherish in future. So for me, when I think about myself, red in bakery, obviously I think of red velvet cake, but I also think of the great sweet memories I create with my family. Over to you, Contest. Or rather,
Thank
over to you, Toastmaster of the day. I think contest season, so I said contest.
Going out of our mind. Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhav. Now I can see some hands raised. I can see Manas, I can see Ruben. So first I'll go with Manas. Yes, Toastmaster Manas, can we spotlight you? Yes. Yes. So you're all set now. So I'm going to now give you a topic. Toastmaster Manas. You, green forest. You, green forest, Toastmaster Manas.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guest of the day. Green. My dress is also like green today. Today I wear green. Actually, I love green also. Actually, that my favorite color is different, but I always know that green is my wife's favorite color. So I always that whatever the dress I wear, that is my wife purchased entire whole of that year. So I always know that my most of the dresses are green. And yes, at the childhood, I love to that my father is one of that government servant. So he transferred to that rural areas. Rural areas are like in between of that jungle, in between of that forest. So I love that forest animal also. I had play with that deers. I enjoyed that those days. So always I prefer that you as a human being also we can cherish, we can get that new things, we can get that new hopes from that naturals. And when we are in that forest and when we are in with that green, so that that all that things will be that green is I believe that green is one kind of positiveness. So thank you, Double Master of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manas. Now, can we get the next speaker? I think I'll go with Kalpana. Yes, she wants to give it a try. So, Kalpana. Can you unmute yourself? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay.
Toastmaster Kalpana. You, black laboratory. You, black laboratory, Toastmaster Kalpana.
First and foremost, there are plethoras of color to choose from. By and large, we really scratch our head when we have to choose a color. Now, it comes to a laboratory. When it comes to a laboratory, it means inventions, it means experiments, it means looking towards a future where we can use some machines or maybe some chemical concoctions that can help us ease our lives. Though it was not invented in a laboratory, an atom bomb, it was invented in US in open areas. When an atom bomb was dropped in World War II at Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, it was a black day for the whole world because the destruction of mankind was tremendous. We still reel from the atomic bomb repercussions decades later. So, black, when I think and look at black, black resonates to me as something that is to be sad about. Yet, I like black. I like the black, dark, lovely clouds that form when it rains. I like black because as a woman, it flatters you and makes you look slim. And I know the clothes and the dye that are developed in a laboratory, the color black. Let us also learn to enjoy color black and not resonate it with Hiroshima, Nagasaki, or an atom bomb. Laboratories invent something where the black is used as a color of joy too. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Now, I can take one more speaker. Yeah. Toastmaster Tajaswini, are you set? Can you speak something so that I can see if you're audible?
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Toastmaster Tajaswini, you blue school. You blue school. Toastmaster Tajaswini.
I can remember my first day of school. I had a blue skirt and a blue tunic ready, and I had to choose between both of them. My parents left it to me to make my own choices, even at that age. I was barely 3, I think. I chose the tunic because simply a 3-year-old minds work that way. I then picked the blue bottle to go with it and went about the day, thinking that I'd make new friends. But then my parents left me at the school. I saw their backs just going away, and then I realized, oh, I am at a new place. I started crying, tears rolling down on my face. And then an angel of a teacher comes down to my desk. She tells me that I'm here to make new friends, to learn new things. I knew ABCs because my mom had already taught me those. So I was actually able to help my other classmates as well. So that was a good thing. And I learned that even though blue is usually associated with sadness, it can be a happy color too. Thank you to Tabletoping Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tajaswini. Now I can take 2 more speakers. So I'll go first with Toastmaster Ruben. Toastmaster Ruben.
Yes.
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes.
Okay. Toastmaster Ruben. You pink beach. You pink beach. Toastmaster Ruben.
Me, pink, and beach. Now, these 3 words bring up a very, very sweet memory for me. And it involves a girl that I really liked once upon a time. And so this story is of a hot summer evening on a beach. I'm not going to specify where though. And there I was walking with this girl, having a conversation, and I distinctly remember her pink sundress that she was wearing while she walked barefoot on the sand. Both of us were barefoot, our slippers in our hands, and the way so it was way late in the evening, nearly dusk, so the sun was just dipping beyond the horizon. And it is that time of the day when, since you're talking about colors today a lot, it is that time of the day when the sky turns from blue to purple to orange all at the same time, and all of those colors were reflected not only on her pink dress but also on her face, which back then and even maybe a little bit today keeps me thinking about her a little bit. So yeah, pink and the beach, they are two very things that who I hold dear to my heart. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ruben. And then we have the last speaker of today, Toastmaster Akshay. I see him raising his hand. Can we spotlight him?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Okay. Can you please switch on your video too? I can't see it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Toastmaster Akshay. You white meeting. You white meeting. Toastmaster Akshay.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, everyone, Toastmasters and guests. And thank you, Toastmaster, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk on the topic you, white, and meeting. So white represents peace, and we often in as I'm a working employee, we often have meetings in which their meetings are in the room. So I mean, my seniors and when there is any new project or any new task, they used to they explain on whiteboard. So uh, to understand, to make us understand the topic more simpler. And nowadays we often see that the white blackboards uh, the blackboards are being replaced by whiteboards, and and on any and in many religions as well as in many places, white represents peace, and white white itself is a symbol of uh, peace. And so over to you, and I would like to end my speech. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akshay. And thank you all for actively participating in this session. We have tried out a new thing today, so we'll carry it forward and do more such innovative table topic sessions. So over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhuvani. Now, moving on, with no further delay, I want to introduce our general evaluator of the day, that is Toastmaster Vaibhav. So his story speaks for himself. On the first day of the meeting in Toastmasters, he told us that he faced some delay in getting promotion in the corporate life due to some skills which we are learning. And today we all can see that he is at a stage to evaluate all of our speeches. By this, we can understand the number of milestones he has covered to excel in the skills we all are here for. So I'm sure he will present us with some colorful, brilliant, and significant suggestions that will help us all to improve our interpersonal skills. So over to you, Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin, for such a nice and generous introduction, though I've not given anything to you. So really appreciate that. So before I go ahead with the general evaluation, let me call upon for the timing for the table topic speakers. So let me invite the timer for the day. Amay, can you please give us the timing report for the table topic speakers, please?
Yeah. Is my voice audible?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Here are the timing results. Toastmaster Arti's speech was for about 42 seconds. Then we did invite guest Neeraj, but there was no speech. That's okay. Then yourself, our general evaluator Vaibhav, had a speech for 1 minute 42 seconds. Then Toastmaster Manas gave the speech for 1 minute 36 seconds. Toastmaster Kalpana for 1 minute 49 seconds. Toastmaster Tajaswini 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Ruben gave the speech for 1 minute 22 seconds. And finally, Toastmaster Akshay talked for 1 minute 35 seconds. So all of these tabletop topic speakers qualified. Over to you, Chandra.
Thank you, Timer Amaya, for that report. So can I ask the Zoom master to maybe launch the poll for best table topic speaker, please?
So Vaibhav, just to clarify, the first two speakers do not qualify because they have not completed 1 minute.
Yep. Okay. Makes
So
sense.
it's just 6.
So we will just vote between 3 to 8, please. We'll not vote for speaker number 1 and 2.
How do we know who is who?
Yeah, actually, I will tell that number 3 is Mr. Vaibhav, Toastmaster Vaibhav. Number 4 is Toastmaster Manas. Number 5 is Toastmaster Kalpana. Number 6 is Toastmaster Tajaswini. Number 7 is Toastmaster Ruben. Number 8 is Toastmaster Akshay.
Okay, thank you, Manas. While we start the polling or maybe submit the poll results on the back end, let me move ahead with the evaluation section for today, which I feel one of the key sections of any meeting, because that's when you get to know that how did you perform for the meeting and get a feedback on how to do or what improvements you need to do for forthcoming meetings. So without further ado, let me move to the first section of evaluation, which would be the evaluation from the prepared speakers. So let me call upon the evaluator number one, who's the evaluator for prepared speaker number one. Evaluator number one is Toastmaster Ankit.
Thank you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vaibhav. Just wanted to check, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and visible. Okay.
Thank you. Nicknames. The topic itself gave me an idea that there's going to be a fun speech because in India, nicknames can be taken in a variety of ways, but mostly it is taken as fun because we have nicknames for everything. And wow, Toastmaster Kalpana, you did a wonderful job or you gave a wonderful speech on this topic. I myself would have thought at one point of time whether if I can give a speech like this, but I'm sure I've fallen short by the way that you gave a speech because it had all the areas covered. Toastmaster Kalpana not only talked about the Indian area of people given nicknames, but she also went ahead and spoke about the European way, where it's not that pertinent in Europe, but you also gave a wide angle, not only of the Indian perspective, but of the global perspective. So wonderful job, Toastmaster Kalpana. The points that I loved about the speech, first, was the interesting opening. You had an opening in which you talked about a poetic angle, and then you went about giving talking about the cribbing and everything that comes into picture when you were a child and when there were children around you. So that and how you got your name Kalpana. So wonderful opening, and it had the audience attention from the start itself. Second thing that I loved about your speech was the examples and the incidents. You had different examples, not only from your own personal examples, but also about the Golu, about Bollywood, that aspect. The third aspect that I love about the speech was the calling back. You had this thing about the Shakespeare's quote, "What's there in the name?" and you called back on that aspect 3 or 4 times. So that just shows that the capability of you as a speaker, because it's at particular level that you reach in a speech wherein you're able to do this kind of a callback option, and you did that very well. The fourth aspect that I loved was the message itself. Your message had a wonderful conclusion. That is the message that was given was that if you want to make your name, do not let anyone take it away from you. So the culmination of your whole speech into that message was wonderful, and that was one aspect that I was looking forward to in the speech. What is the takeaway from me? And that is what you gave me, the message at the end. The fifth aspect is with respect to the speech objective. Have you incorporated what was given to you in your previous speech as a feedback? And that was the body language and the facial gesture, and that was done very well. You had ample body language that was given portrayed in your speech, and you had a smile on your face all around. As it is said, smile is a curve which puts everything straight, and your smile made me smile throughout your speech, and I really loved the speech. Now, feedback is a breakfast of champion Toastmaster Kalpana, and few points that I felt you could have done better. One was pauses. I felt that you were rushing in your speech. Maybe you could have incorporated pauses at some points in your speech wherein you could have slowed down. I know it was a big speech, you had written a big speech, and your timing was also 7 minutes, 14 seconds. So maybe you could have cut down on your speech in a bit so that you could have the pacing put it on in a particular way. So that is one aspect of which you could look at maybe when you're writing on further speeches. The second aspect was looking at the camera. At the start, I saw that you were not looking at the camera, but looking at somewhere else. Maybe you were reading for something, but I would suggest if you're giving a prepared speech, look at the camera and talk to the audience. And the third aspect was you're using Hindi gestures, Hindi wordings, which could have translated into the English aspect. Overall, a wonderful speech with a wonderful opening, examples, message, body language, just the pauses, look into the camera and Hindi aspect. If you could have done, would have been a wonderful speech overall. But in general, I'm satisfied with the speech, and I look forward to you giving more speeches in the future. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ankit, for your evaluation. So let's move ahead for the evaluation for speaker number 2. Let me call upon the evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Sai Kumar. to help us with evaluation for speaker number 2. Over to you, Toastmaster Sai. Please, do you want to check your audio video?
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, and you're visible. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vaibhav. Blessing in disguise. I would say for me it was a plethora of so many wildlife and nature life information. So in 5 minutes, 30 seconds or so, the speaker has brought so many things which we can also connect with our day-to-day life. It was an informative speech built up with so many personal information, example, and a call to action message. What are the areas speaker gel with few things are, she had a interactive opening, like asking question about the title itself. Then she jumped into her own personal story, which had a connect. Personal story, how she was in the hilly area, Assam, and few examples. Example, how the name Big Boy was generated, how it took place, and now we follow the same way. And there were examples of her own. Say it was there were to add to connect the thread. She had the examples of friend and also about few of these wildlife animals. There was a clarity of speech which I was getting of an opening body and conclusion. Coming to the eye contact, the speaker had a good eye contact with the camera. And the speech was the second, the member had incorporated feedback of, say, back and forth moment from the first speech. And in this speech, the speaker stood at one point and narrated the speech with few gestures, and the audience awareness was also. So for me, it was an interesting topic with so much of personal information and administration. Now, what are the one or two things which I felt could have added and refined properly is the personal experience example or something where what I felt the transition could be little smoother by giving at least pauses at one or two instances. I personal, then come up the experience of friend experience and then the conclusion. Also, I felt the informative speech, there were few characters features, a bit voice variety can be tuned in, like speaker, I was having a cup of tea and saw a deer in front of my gallery. Pause, change the tone so that we can imagine the situation, what you are talking about. To summarize our speech, I would like to say it was a great informative speech with so much plethora of information of personal and nature life. You had a good eye contact and also incorporated few things from your last speech, little bit one or two suggestion. I'm sure it will be a blessing in disguise for all your future speeches. Thank you. All the best. Over to General Evaluator.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Sai, for your evaluation. Let's move on for the evaluation for speaker number 3. So let me invite the evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Madhuvani, so that she can provide evaluation for speaker number 3. Toastmaster Madhuvani, do you want to do audio video test?
Yeah. Am I audible, General Evaluator?
Yep, loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you, General Evaluator. I choose hope. Toastmaster Tajaswini, I admire your choice. Great choice. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite darkness. You started your speech with a question on the stage. That is the best way of starting a speech. In this way, you make the audience to hook on to your speech. You were calm, composed, and I should say here, being calm and composed, you were conflicting your own sentence, your own secret of your life that you said You could hear your heart beating louder. You didn't appear like an introvert at all. I never felt that this is your icebreaker speech. Socializing. Let it be K-dramas. Why not? It is also a nice way to mingle. The quotes which you used, what I liked was, we need to be comfortable in our own skin. Toastmaster Tajaswini, this is your icebreaker speech, and I got to know more about you today, but I was little greedy. I also wanted to know about your childhood. I wanted to know about your school life, something about your school life. I also wanted to know something about your college life, your parents, your siblings, how you spend time, some incidences which has happened to you along with them. I was interested to know more about your childhood, how you coped up with different situations in your life. To summarize, you were looking very confident, your eye contact was good, the way you were delivering your speech, your voice intonation, all were great. But I wanted some of your hand gestures to come closer to the camera or go back when you're saying some sentences which you could have made impact by speaking that way. As I said, the entire speech was great, the way you narrated the incidences, and you also said that you admired your choice. You always wish to take logical steps in life. It was great. So to summarize, I would say more of content in your story, more about your childhood, your parents, your siblings, your college life, school life, because this is a chance where you can speak about your yourself. And some part of hand gestures, if you could have inculcated, it could have been a great speech. I would want to say one thing. Introverts don't make friends. They are adopted by people who later become their friends. All the best to you, Toastmaster Tajaswini, for your future projects. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhwani, for the speech evaluation. So let's move ahead with further section within the general evaluation. Before we do that, let me call upon the timer to give the timer report for the evaluators, please. Timer, Amir.
Yeah. So, evaluator one, Ankit Dasgupta, evaluated the speeches for 3 minutes 29 seconds. Our second evaluator, Sai Kumar, evaluated for 3 minutes 15 seconds, and our last evaluator, Madhuvani, evaluated for 2 minutes 50 seconds. So all are qualified well before time. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Toastmaster Amir, for the timer report. So all are qualified for the voting. So can I ask Master Manas to launch a poll while we move ahead with the rest of the evaluation, please? So for for next section for the evaluation, let me call upon the R counter for the day, Toastmaster Ruben, to come forward and provide his R counter report. Toastmaster Ruben, can you do your audio video check before you start?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, everybody, again. So I shall now present the R counters report. So I begin with Toastmaster Amay. I could not find anything to report on. Toastmaster Ankit, 1 but, 2 hours, 3 hours, and you repeat a bunch of words like thanks and now, and they were redundant. Some of those instances were redundant. Toastmaster Sachin, 5 ands, 2 buts, 3 hours, 10 plus ers, plus repeated words like I and they are. Toastmaster Anand, I could not find anything to report on. I myself had a couple of ums and 1 long pause. I'm pretty sure there must be more. I couldn't notice them. Toastmaster Kalpana, 2 buts, 1 so, 1 you know. That's it. Toastmaster Aarti, 1 and 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Tajaswini, 1 but and 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Madhuvani, 1 and 4 so's, 3 and 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Vaibhav, 1 and 1 Toastmaster Manas, 1 and 1 2 and 7 Toastmaster Akshay, 2 so's, 5 10 plus and finally Toastmaster Sai Kumar, I could just find 1 long pause. That is my report. Over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Ruben, for that exhaustive and complete report. I really appreciate that. Let's move on with the next evaluation for grammar. So let me call upon the grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Anand. Do you want to do your audio video check?
Yeah, hope I am audible as well as visible.
Yes, all good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, General Evaluator. It has been a wonderful day. By and large, the speakers demonstrated a wide range of vocabulary and a plethora of adjectives, which made the speeches much more interesting. There were word of the day was used by Tajaswini as well as Sai Kumar. Kalpana used the word of the day as well as the phrase of the day. Kudos to her. Interesting quotes. Kalpana, stick to your name and build your own identity for eternity. Toastmaster Aarti, what seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Toastmaster Ankit, wonderful expression. Smile is a curve that sets everything straight. And Toastmaster Tajaswini, I congratulate you for doing your first icebreaker speech and bring us back old memories of Mr. Albus Dumbledore. It is indeed not our abilities that show who we truly are, but it is our choices. Interesting usage of word by you, like baffled by Tajaswini, Toastmaster Ruben. An interesting expression, hold dear to my heart. Toastmaster Ankit, usage of interesting words like pertinent in your speech. They were really interesting. For improving some of the grammar, I would suggest the usage of prepositions. So, for example, there were usage of word on the door, waiting on the door. We say at the door and not on the door. There are 3 prepositions, in, at, and on, and the usage of the correct preposition is very much important. For example, if I would like to say, he would like to meet. If it is on a particular day or a date, you say he would like to meet on Thursday or Monday. If you would like to meet on in a particular period of time, you would say he would like to meet in 2 days or in 2 hours. And when he would like to meet at a particular place, that's a part of the day or at a place, then you would say he would meet at noon or he would meet at the station. So usage of the prepositions make the grammar much more interesting. Thank you, and over to you, General Well.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Anand, again for an exhaustive evaluation. Really impressed. Well, let me move ahead now with my general evaluation for the overall session as such. Well, I'll start with the fact that I was supposed to start this section maybe around 15 minutes back as per the agenda. Okay, so and I'm supposed to end it in 10 minutes from now, so I'll try to end it within 10 minutes. But the reason I'm bringing this up as one of the evaluation point is I think we as a group need to stick to our agenda. Either we change the agenda to be realistic or we stick to our agenda, because otherwise we give a pretty a wrong indication to our guests or new members. So that's first point. And with all my efforts, if to accelerate this, we may overrun the meeting by somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. The meeting is supposed to end at 5:45, but I could see with the awards and presentation may roll up to 5:55. So my feedback would cover these elements about how we can better manage time, so that we actually take care of this, including the agenda preparation and how to manage time while we're doing it. So let me start with the Sergeant at Arms for the day. The meeting was started at 4:02, which was 2 minutes late. And always when we start even a minute or two late, it would have a cascading impact on the rest of the meeting. So I would just suggest you to be the commander of the meeting. As the name suggests, you're the sergeant at arms. You're the COO of this meeting's logistic and administration. Be command and try to let's start the meeting sharp at 4. Apart from that element, I think, Amay, you were pretty exhaustive in explaining your rules, the meeting hygiene, the brief explanation about how the meeting is done, and your introduction to the presiding officer. So job well done. Presiding officer Ankit, as usual, very good. I think what stood out today, after a long time, I saw Gavin. So that's how usually it has to be done, but I've seen it for after a long time. So that's a nice job done there. Your address was crisp and short. You did the guest instruction. So I think a job well done. Zoom Master, amazing job considering you're doing this for second time, if I'm not wrong. A flawless job. Okay. The only recommendation I'll have for the SAR presiding officer and Zoom Master in combination is that since we are in a zone where the chat is disabled, you three have to take care from the timing perspective that you communicate with people. You must be doing it, but at least it's not visible. So I'm just recommending that have a command over the time. Moving ahead, Toastmaster of the day, Sachin. A huge round of applause. Sachin, you're doing this job for first time, but you did an amazing job. You started well. You were structured. You had good explanation for the meeting structure. You were confident. You appeared well prepared. You conducted the meeting very well, maintained the flow of the meeting. And most of the stuff was pretty good. Okay. And also you did something unique by introducing the Zoom Master. So that stood out for me. A nice job. Few recommendation. I think you missed out introducing the theme before asking the role players the question about their favorite color. So maybe you could plan in advance when you want to introduce the theme of the day. You introduce it on a later part of the meeting, but that's okay. But you managed well. The people who didn't give you the best color, you were still able to get them engaged. Few suggestions apart from that is you could have maybe tested the audio video in advance for the speakers. I think Kalpana couldn't start a speech immediately, but she tested. So that's one recommendation. And also the other recommendation I'll have you from the time perspective. See, you're like if Sai is the CEO, you're the kind of the host, moderator, and whole and soul of this meeting, right? You need to ensure that in case the meeting is overrunning, maybe you may have to cut short on your theme and not continue on your theme, right? So that you can manage the timing of the session well. There was a time where you started speaking about a story when we were already 7 to 8 minutes running late. So maybe take care of that element, because that's one of the key parts of a Toastmaster of the day, to ensure that we change our content and be flexible as per the timing requirements. Grammarian for the day, Toastmaster Anand, amazing job done, mate. Nice and crisp explanation. You adhere to the timing guidelines. Very good report. It was an exhaustive one, which contained both good usage and improvements. And for the improvements, you actually showed, you explained the examples along with the suggestion, and you kind of showed us how a good grammarian report should be. So kudos to you. The only small suggestion I have is maybe put the word of the day and phrase of the day before the meeting on the chat box, before you introduce your role. I know the chat box was disabled, so maybe doing it before and providing to Zoom Master so that while you're explaining the word of the day and phrase of the day, people can refer the chat box. But amazing job. Toastmaster Ruben, the R counter for the day, again, an amazing report given by him, very exhaustive, very helpful, including his own self-report. So that shows, how a good listener he was. And this is how an evaluation for R counter should be. This is the proper template he did from the reporting perspective. Only small suggestion, while you were explaining the role, you were a bit of elaborative on the supplementary explanation. Maybe considering this is a new club and people might not be so familiar with the role, maybe you could have stuck to the crux of the role, what you're observing. But otherwise, a great job done. Timer, Amay, nice explanation of the role, and you kind of were up to the mark from notice, but by making note about the timings. Few suggestions for you is maybe you could have shown the timing cards while you were explaining the timing rules. That is more effective. Also, your timer cards are tested that time. And a small suggestion on PPT, you need not exit out of the presentation mode every time. You can use the arrow, the arrow keys to go behind and forward, from red to yellow and green and white and coming forward again. Okay, so that's small suggestion. All the evaluators were pretty good. They covered all the aspects and they evaluated the speech rather than the speaker. So great job done. And last but not the least, the table topic master for the day, Madhubani. Nice topic. Topics and the format. It gives the members the opportunity to learn. So very good job done, and kudos for the different format. And also the way you explained the role and how the importance of the role was an amazing job done. Maybe the only suggestion I have is when we get such a different topic, such a different format or topics, maybe considering it's a new club, what we could do is we can ask one of the experienced member to give it a go so that people get to know that how to give it. I think after me or Ruben gave, people were like getting a gist of how to do it. So maybe that thing we can take care of in future. And a generic feedback on table topic is don't just go by the words. Maybe try to build a story. And remember, there's no negative points. This is not a contest, and there are no negative points. And there's no going to be a report at the end of the year showing that you didn't give your table topic well. So try to build a story. Don't stick to you read bakery. Try to build a story and then try to incorporate those words, and that's how you will learn. Like, come forward, and there's no negative points for trying. So with that, I hope I tried to complete it within 8 minutes. So with that, let me hand it back to the Toastmaster of the day and the presiding officer to take the meeting forward from the presentation and closing ceremony perspective. Over to you, presiding officer Ankit.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Vaibhav. Am I audible? Just wanted to check.
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, okay, thank you. So, a wonderful report, Toastmaster Vaibhav, and I totally agree with you with respect to the time, but I still try to complete my report as soon as possible. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the role players and the speakers and the evaluators for doing a wonderful job. I'll go ahead with the best best speaker, best table topic, and best evaluator. Before I give the results, I would just let all the members know that this is just the awards are just a way of motivation for all the members. So even if you're not winning the award, that doesn't mean, with respect, that there is something which is not good. It's just that we all are here to learn, and we all will be doing better moving ahead. So it's just a motivation in terms of awards. So don't take it in a negative way. Always take it in a positive way in terms of your own growth. And with that, let's move ahead with the awards with which the members have given in terms of the polls. First, I'll go with the best table topics. I would request Toastmaster Manas to please share the screen. Toastmaster Manas?
Yes. Here it is the result.
Toastmaster Manas, you can just share the screen for the certificates. Are you ready with the certificates, Toastmaster Manas?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Great.
Right now it is visual.
Okay.
This is Kalpana.
Right. Yes, I know. So the best table topics, the best speaker for the day is Toastmaster Kalpana. Toastmaster Kalpana, congratulations for winning the best speaker award.
Thank you.
Welcome. I would request Toastmaster Manas to please take a screenshot of the best speaker. Thank you. Next. Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Next, you would go ahead with the best evaluator. And the best evaluator is me, myself, Toastmaster Ankit, as per the votes.
So thank you, everyone. So you can just take a photograph, Toastmaster Manas. You can just put it on full screen. Slideshow mode. Thank you. And the best table topic speaker is again Toastmaster Kalpana. So congratulations, Toastmaster Kalpana, for winning the best table topic speaker award.
Thank you. Thanks.
Welcome. And all the best for, so Toastmaster Kalpana for everyone is will be representing our club in the table topics contest also in the area level. So all the best for that too.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Toastmaster Manas. So before we move ahead, I would just like to ask everyone to please turn on your videos so that we can just take a quick photograph of all the members present. Would be great if everyone can just turn on their videos. We'll take a quick photograph to cherish the memory that we have today with respect to everyone present. So Toastmaster Nyanesh. Okay, so Toastmaster Manas, if you can just take a quick screenshot of everyone. Cheers. Let me know, Toastmaster Manas, when done.
It's done.
Thank you. Great. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the session today. I think we had a wonderful session, and we had a full-fledged session today, as I said, after a long time. And I'm really happy to see all the role players doing a wonderful job. Obviously, we had last-minute glitches in terms of role players backing out, but it's okay. We still managed, and I would like to thank Toastmaster Madhuvani for ensuring that the show moved on. As a VP Education, she's doing a wonderful job and ensuring that we have role players ready. And thanks to Toastmaster Anand, Toastmaster Ruben, Toastmaster Vaibhav. Obviously, Toastmaster Vaibhav is our mentor. But Toastmaster Anand and Toastmaster Ruben for taking up the role at the last time, at the last moment, and coming and helping us out. Thank you very much. I would also like to thank Toastmaster Altaf, who's not present here, but he was the one who put on the results for us in terms of the polls. So thanks, Toastmaster Altaf, too. With this, as we are running out of time, I would like to officially end the meeting with the gavel. And I would like to say that the meeting ends for now. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the meeting. And we are looking forward to the next meeting. I would request everyone to please take up roles for the next meeting, roles and speaker slots for the next meeting that we are going to have on 28th of March. With this, I end the meeting and thank you, everyone. We can be present now for networking. And yes, with that, I end the meeting. Thank you. We can stop the recording, Toastmaster Manas.
I just have few sentences to